back to the channel. My name's Tiffy, and today I wanted to make a video on a certain topic because I've been, collabing a lot more and meeting a lot more new people who are in the YouTube space, and I feel like they have the same questions, similar questions, and for me, I've kind of been in the space for some time now, and I just kind of wanted to share my experiences, my thoughts on things, and kind of just try to help some of you guys out there who are trying to do YouTube and have many, many questions. The topic that I'm going to specifically talk about today is going to be the topic of networks. So yeah, I guess this is like a little YouTube 101 networks edition. There's not really much help out there. There's not, like a pamphlet that someone can read that tells you everything about the space. So I kind of just wanted to share my experience with you guys. And just keep in mind that this is my opinion. I am not, any sort of financial advisor or legal advisor or any of that. This is all just my opinion, and it may or may not be right for everybody. It really just depends on what you want to do with your channel and what direction you want to go. So to give you guys a little history, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Tiffany, and I have 3 YouTube channels. My main channel is a gaming channel, and I started that in 2010. So I've been in the space for about 6 years, and I've seen it change and develop over the years. And yeah, so here we go. I just wanted to say, like, right before I get into this, that again, this is my opinion. I am, just speaking from my experiences, and if you guys have different beliefs or thoughts or opinions, I would highly recommend making a video and, talking about it, because you don't know, there's so many YouTubers out there. And I think what really put this in perspective for me was going to VidCon this past week, and I mean, gaming is still pretty new in VidCon, and the TiffyQuake channel just hit 1 million, but there's so many channels out there now that have 1 million subscribers. There is so many YouTubers that I don't even know about, and it's just so hard to keep up with everything because there's so much content, there's so many creators, and it's awesome, it's good. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So when I was first introduced to networks, this was through my TiffyQuake gaming channel. And back when I started that channel, the only way that you were able to monetize on your videos and make money from advertisement was by submitting to a network. And you would submit, they would be able to run ads, and then maybe about a year into it, so I think it was like in 2011, maybe 2012, YouTube enabled monetization on everyone's channel. So you no longer needed to submit to a network to make money. You could play ads on your videos, which was amazing. That was a complete game changer. And that's when I really feel like the reason for networks kind of just... there was no real reason to be with a network, in my opinion. But it also depends on the type of content that you create. So my TiffyQuake channel, this channel, is not rolled up with a network. My TiffyQuake channel is rolled up with a network, but it's not your typical MCN. They don't take a rev share. You pay like a monthly thing to be in their network, and gaming is a little bit different because it's a very, very gray area. So there's a lot of like copyright strikes, and just being with a network helps with stuff like that. But if you're a fashion beauty channel and you're creating original content and it's not this really weird gray area, I personally would recommend not being with a network. gosh, there's so much to cover. Let me tell you guys why we have just kind of been trying to get away from the typical MCN networks. And this really depends on what you want to do. I know that there's plenty of YouTubers out there who are just very hands off and they want to take a different approach. But for us, for me and my husband, Mario, we wanted to be very hands-on and we wanted to develop our own brand. And we didn't want a network to get their sticky fingers in our business. We didn't want to handicap ourselves. So say, you know, we're with a network, they help us with all this stuff. We leave that network because we're not happy. And then they either own some of our stuff or, you know, it's so hard for us to continue without a network. So what we started to do is we made a company and we hired employees to help us. And that is kind of like our network is. We're very hands-on. We like to make direct connections with companies. Our whole thing is to cut out the middleman. We don't want to have a middleman. We'd rather have direct connections to companies and build better relationships that way. And that way, nothing gets lost in translation. It's just better communication in general. But that's not for everybody. It's very hard. It's a lot of work. And, you know, sometimes people just want to put their hands up and let the networks deal with everything and they don't have an issue with them getting a rev share or, you know, whatever. So that is a little bit where we stand, and that is kind of where the, I guess, the spawn of these ideas and our opinions kind of emerge from. I'm pretty sure if you get like 100 views on your video, you will get a email or message from a network, you know, saying something along the lines of, we really enjoy your content. We would like you to be part of our network. And we can offer this, and the world to you. And it sounds amazing, but if you get that, just know that hundreds and thousands of other people get that. If you get that message, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you're special, your content is so good, we found you and want you as part of our network. It just means that you are getting traction and a company or the network wants a piece of you. And what the network, what the MCN usually does is they will offer a rev share. Personally, my stance on this is if a network is getting some of your hard-earned money, they better be working for you and they better be bringing you deals and protecting you and introducing you to other people. But if that's not in your contract, they don't have to do that. So another like super important, very, very, very important is take your contracts to a professional. There is just so much language that even I have, you know, read through so many contracts. I don't completely understand it. The verbiage is just something that I don't know. I didn't go to school for that. So having someone, a professional, look over your contracts. I know it's hard to do in the beginning because it is expensive. It costs money, and some people just don't know where to find someone to look over their contracts. But just don't make any mistakes and don't sign anything that you don't understand, because I know people personally who have been stuck with their network for 3, 4, 5 years and they can't do anything about it just because they didn't read the contract correctly. So yeah, I just can't stress that enough. It is so important. Also, I have heard a lot from YouTubers in the space who are with a network, and you know, they say that the communication with the network is just really bad. They're very slow. They feel like they don't do their job. They don't really bring them brand integrations. They feel like since they're like a smaller channel, all the deals go to the larger people, and they're kind of just forgotten. If you guys think about it, there was a time when networks were just trying to get numbers. They honestly did not have enough employees to manage all these people. So just keep that in mind. You know, when a network reaches out to you, they are managing so many people. Just, you know, something to think about. If a network reaches out to you, is that numbers, you know, sometimes networks will say, we have this X amount of partners, or it's like hundreds and thousands of partners. Is it something that you really want to be a part of? You're just going to be lost in the sea of partners that, you know, don't get taken care of, are slow to respond to emails, and it's just, you're just another number. Just think about that, you know, let that marinate. So I feel like this video, I hope my point came across. I feel like I was just like all over the place. But my, you know, overall opinion, my overall stance on networks is you don't need them. Don't be with one if you don't need to be. You know, you can, if you're a smaller channel and you want to try it out for a year. Try to ask for 100% rev share if you can, 90 at minimum. Make sure to read your contracts and have someone look over them. It's worth it. Make sure that the contract doesn't auto-renew and that you give a notice. It could be a 60-day notice or a 30-day notice. Make sure you read that and you do that, or else you'll be locked in another year or 3. It's a little tricky if you're a gaming channel. I personally like to feel that extra layer of protection. It's hard because, you know, when you're not with a network, you don't have a direct connection to YouTube like the networks say that they have. So when copyright strikes come along, you know, I remember the TiffyQuake channel, I was really, really trying to not be with the network. And at the beginning, it was tough because, you know, my videos wouldn't monetize right away because, you know, they had to make sure that the music that I was using, I had permission for. Make sure that you do have the correct permission for all of the music in your videos. It does not matter if it's 5 seconds. It does not matter if it is a remix or whatever. If you do not have permission for that, that is not something you want to risk. I see so many people doing this and so many like huge YouTubers who do this, and it just makes me cringe. If you think about it from the artist's perspective, it is not right. It's not right to be able to use a remixed version, or, you know, that you don't have permission for. So I just don't do that overall. I wouldn't recommend doing that. That is not something that you want to mess with, because you can get sued for a lot of money and it can ruin your YouTube career. It can ruin your life. Just don't do it. So I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. I know there's just so much I want to talk about, and so much information that I have that I want to share with you guys, because there is just nothing really out there to help you with this. And for me, it's just kind of been learning along the way and just growing pains, and I kind of just want to help whoever, you know, just give some information to help anyone, really. But let me know what you guys think of this. I know I was like supposed to specifically talk about networks, but I digress a little. So if you guys have any specific topics on YouTube that you'd like me to talk about, and just, you know, again, I'm not a professional. I just have some years of experience, and this is my opinion. It doesn't work for everybody. Just know that when you don't have a network, there's a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of benefits that come with it, but there's a lot of obstacles as well. I don't know. I guess I just feel like it's just, when you build something that's your own and you work at it and you work hard and, you know, you develop stuff, you are involved in the creative process with everything. You have employees, and it just feels more rewarding to me to do something like that without having, you know, a network's help, without just being, you know, another number to them or generating X amount of revenue, um, or just being used. So I hope this helps some of you guys out there. If you guys do have any other questions and you guys enjoy this, please let me know. There's so much I want to say. There's so much I want to talk about, but I feel like I just had to have one direction for this video, because like YouTube is just so big and so insane. So if there's any other topics that are YouTube based, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and I may just make this like a YouTube 101 type thing where I kind of help, and hopefully it does help. But again, just please, you know, this is just my opinion. It's not going to work for everybody. And yeah. So I hope this helps some of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah. All right. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.